I must say that's not what a normal day of journalism looks like, but that's Ecuador's new reality. A crime around every corner. Let's look at what happened on Tuesday. A live broadcast was underway at TC Channel. Their studio is located in Ecuador's largest city. Suddenly, masked men broke in. They pointed their guns at the staff and presenters. They held them hostage. Some of this was broadcast live on the channel, but after a while the feed was cut. Then came the police. They carried out a special operation to free the hostages. 13 attackers have been arrested. 2 employees sustained injuries. Listen to the presenter recount his escape.
Through our earpieces, the producers told us, "Be careful, they are trying to enter, they are stealing, they are mugging us." The doors in the studio are very thick, almost bulletproof. And they were trying to get in because they wanted to gain access to the studio so we could say whatever they wanted to say.
So what's happening here? Gunmen do not randomly attack TV studios. Clearly, there's something more at play. The question is, what is that something? Well, it all started over the weekend. A notorious crime lord escaped from jail. They call him Fito. Since then, all hell has broken loose. Prisoners have taken more than 150 guards hostage. Around 40 inmates have escaped, 40. Police officers have been kidnapped. Vehicles have been attacked. And now TV studios are being taken over. We don't know if this attack is linked to Fito, but it fits in with the larger picture, the picture of lawlessness. Again, we come to the question, why? Why is this happening? How did gangs and crime lords come to dominate Ecuador? Because of 2 reasons. One is location. Ecuador is a country in Latin America. To its north is Colombia. To its south is Peru. Both are top cocaine-producing countries, Colombia and Peru. They're home to cartels and drug lords. So in Ecuador, gangs have always existed. That's the first reason, its location. Reason number 2, economic decline. The Wuhan virus pandemic hit Ecuador hard. Poverty is now at 38%. And within that, there is a demographic divide. 70% people in rural areas are poor. It's 23% in urban areas. So people do not have jobs to make money. So what do? Many youngsters slip into the world of crime. The United Nations says poverty is the biggest reason for the rising violence here. And the numbers are scary. In 2022, Ecuador reported more than 4,000 violent deaths. Last year, it rose to more than 8,000. One of the victims was a presidential candidate, killed in violence, a presidential candidate. So gang violence is not new in Ecuador. It's always existed. But now the gangs have sort of united. And their common enemy? The government. On Monday, the president declared a state of emergency. On Instagram, that's where he made the announcement. The emergency will last for 60 days. The plan is to neutralize the gang members. Even the military is on board.
From this moment, all terrorist groups identified in the president's decree is a military target. The present and the future of our homeland is at stake, and no act of terror will make us give up. We will not step back nor negotiate good. Justice and order can't ask for permission or bow their head in front of terrorists.
So what's the end game here? The government is prepared for an all-out war. Their president is upgrading his military. It will cost some $800 million, out of which $200 million will come from the US. So he's ready for battle. But what will be the impact of this campaign? Regionally, we can think of 3 issues. One is more financial trouble. Shops and malls have shut down. People are scared to keep their businesses open. What if they are targeted next? Issue number 2, refugees. When violence breaks out, people flee. Tens of thousands have already left the country. They're traveling north towards the US. And issue number 3 is spillovers. Neighboring Peru has declared an emergency along its border. The idea is to contain the conflict, to make sure gangs do not take refuge in Peru. So there's a lot at stake here. Ecuador is the 8th largest economy in the region, also a key US ally. In fact, their official currency is the US dollar. Ecuador is also important in the export market. They're the largest producers of banana. They also make up 70% of upper-class cocoa bean output. So it's not just mindless violence halfway across the world. Ecuador's street war has implications for itself, for Latin America, and for the world.